What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be doing a top 5 favorite decks. Now, this is just my personal favorite decks. Before I get started, I want to say that all the decks I chose handle well, and they are based off of aesthetics only. Um, so let's go ahead and get started. My number 5 is actually the black rider back bicycle deck. And the reason I chose this is because everybody knows the rider back, especially the bicycle rider back d design. And because it's a neutral color, people really aren't going to get all suspicious or anything. And that's why I like them. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the back design. It's not the best that's ever been made, but for Magic, I think it's one of the best to perform with because, again, it's a neutral color and everybody knows it. Handles well, and yeah, so that's my number 5. My number 4, the Illusionist Infinity deck. Um, I love the back design. I do love the back design. Um, I mean, that's fantastic in my opinion. Let me see if I can get it to focus. It's a fantastic back design. Um, and this is what they've done with all the pips. They sort of rearranged them and they did this weird little outline. Um, this is I only have one hand. I should mention I'm I'm having to record with the camera in my right hand because of me being away from home for a few days, and I won't be home for another day or so, so I don't have my tripod. So back to this. Here is 3 of the court cards. Uh, King of Spades, Jack of Hearts, and King of Clubs. Nice color, good design, very simple, and you can see what they've done with the pips. Very basic. Now, the more extravagant cards in this deck don't make any sense to me. I don't understand the Jokers at all. All I understand is that they have a reveal on them, 5 of Spades. The other Joker's exactly the same, whoops, except it says Infinity. So, yeah, I don't understand that. And then the Ace of Spades. Very cool, not gonna lie. Don't understand it whatsoever. And this deck has been out for a long time, and it says series, and there's only one deck. So I don't know. That being said, aesthetically it looks amazing. Doesn't make sense as far as the ace and the two jokers, but the pips look great, and the back design is fantastic. So moving on, if I can put all this up with one hand. Moving on to the number 3. A lot of y'all will have seen this coming. Of course, Bicycle Dragonback. So, I mean, what else is there to be said? One of the most popular bicycle decks. It comes in a red, a blue, and a gold. Pretty much the only difference between the red and the gold is, I think, the markings on the back they have some gold on them. The blue, I'm not a big fan of. It looks good, but it's horrible to perform with. You cannot do Street Magic with a blue dragon back because what they've done is on the faces of the or on the actually on the pips of of the blue deck, they made the pips blue, and I mean I don't have a problem with that. It's just instead of the hearts and the diamonds being red or a standard color, I mean crap, they could be a reverse and be white for all I care. It's just the fact that when people see that the reds are blue, for some reason people panic and they think that it's a rigged deck. They think it's marked. I've heard a lot of stories about that. So moving on to number 2 is the white edition Artisans. I love these. It's by Theory 11, and it's just a great back design. It's actually pretty good to do Street Magic with because I mean it's that gold just pops, and it's got that sort of metallic ink, as you can see in the light, and it just looks great. It really does. And they very Theory 11. The cards are very normal, except for the Jokers and the Ace of Spades. The Jokers are identical. Guild of Artisans, U.S. Playing Card Company. And I love this about the Artisan. They kind of expanded on their sort of stock Ace of Spades like they do in their decks. And then they have the edition number, and that metallic ink is back, and it looks really good. And like I said, the rest are standard, just like they do in all their Theory 11 decks. So moving on to number one, y'all probably saw this one coming. Of course, Theory 11 Monarchs. In my opinion, the best back design ever made, even over the Split Spades deck. The reason the Split Spades deck wasn't in my top 5 is because of the handling. I've gotten several decks, and they've all been a really loose card stock, and I haven't really enjoyed doing Magic with them, quite honestly. So I know a lot of people have the older Monarchs, which are a sort of blue and white back design, but now I think I think they've changed it. These are black now. The back is maybe a very, very dark blue. It does seem to have sort of a tint to it, but it's not as blue as it used to be. And but I mean, regardless, one of the best handling decks. It just looks fantastic. Both the Jokers are the same. It's just this little dude riding a bike, and then a very classy looking Ace of Spades. So those are my top 5. Now, one thing I did want to mention is a where to buy kind of plug. It's not so much of a plug as it's just a suggestion. eBay is a good way to go. Make sure you check the users their reliability, their rating, because you can either get scammed on eBay, or you can get a good deal. And you can buy from like Dan and Dave and Illusionist, or Dan and Dave and Theory 11 in the same shopping cart without having to pay 2 separate shipping charges. Another website I've recently found is artofplay.com. They sell a lot of big name decks, such as the Monarchs, the Artisans, even the Dragonbacks, and you can all buy them in one cart. It's a very simple website, and it's a very easy to use website. So those are my 2 favorite ways of doing that, especially if you're going to order a deck. So those are my top 5, and that's the where to buy. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have an opinion that you'd like to talk about, leave it in the comments, and we can chat about it, whatnot. Hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I will see you all later.